Hey, what's up, guys? Twintuitive717. I am back with another reading. Let's dive right into some messages around the Divine Masculine Collective, and we'll see what the Divine Masculines want to communicate. There could be something in the title that's already resonating with you, Divine Feminine. I'm also hearing you two could be at a distance, okay? Not a lot of communication is happening, but there is a desire for them to really release some truth, okay? I'm also hearing too, like, even though you guys might be quiet with one another, they want to communicate. It's just that they can't. Okay, so let's dig into it and we'll find out what's going on. Okay, so I've learned a lot about myself since meeting you. Okay, so they could be reflecting right now in that kind of hermit or hanged man energy, putting things into perspective. When I watch you, I admire your ambition, and there it is. This is why you two aren't communicating right now. You could be at a distance. I find myself wanting to be just like you. So they've learned a lot about themselves since meeting you, Divine Feminine. This could be a Divine Masculine energy that they're just starting this whole awakening process. Okay, I feel like the more time you spend together, the more you bond, the more you get to know each other. There's this desire to be the things that you are. I feel like there's a lot that they look at or they admire about you. And for some of you who might have Divine Masculines that back away or they kind of ghost or go silent, they really are working on communication, okay? They're really working on showing up and not freezing up or closing off. Like, I really do feel for many of you, if you've dealt with a lot of ghosting on your journey, this is something that's coming to the table. I feel for many of you, it could be years later on your journey, that a lot of your Divine Masculines are ready to address. They're ready to look at those behaviors in order to show up for you. And that's really nice, okay? Something about the distance between you two as well. Like, when you're in separation, they see you as just determined, very focused. You may have extreme control over your emotions. For a majority of the collective as well, I feel like if you have spent a lot of time on the journey with your masculine, going back and forth, being at a distance from one another, they've never been able to let go. And I feel like this has been an ongoing thing where many of them have been experiencing a lot of spiritual development just because of the sheer connection with you. That love that they feel for you, it started off as lust for many of them. Many of you Divine Feminines could have been somewhat of an addiction. And it really made them question themselves in a lot of ways, their self-worth, their ability to love, their ability to show up in relationships. So if they are silent, I'm really getting that for many of them, they have been working on themselves. And this distance and separation between you both has been a really good thing. Okay, so I talk to you in my head, do you ever think of me? Yeah, there it is. You guys are in silence. Don't block me, please, I'll give you space. Okay, so they don't want you to block them out. And I do feel as well that many of you could be experiencing almost like this feeling of like they don't want to lose you, so they could come in prematurely and maybe like one of your posts or just say hi, and then after you say hello, they don't respond. Or, you know, it's this very, I want to come in there, but I'm not ready to show up as who I am. And if I'm afraid that if I take that break to spiritually develop, I'm going to lose you. Okay, and many of the Divine Feminines as well, I am getting an energy around like impatience at times. Like, even you could fall into that kind of cycle where you may block them because you feel like they could be taking too long. Okay, and that's exactly what causes them to come in prematurely, because they can maybe feel you pulling away. So I am getting for many of you, don't be triggered by each other's presence where it puts you into that cycle of like playing very 3D games with one another, like the whole unblocking and blocking and deleting each other. And just sometimes let things be, let people be. If somebody needs space, let them be. And this is also something that I feel many of the Divine Feminines are discovering about the Divine Masculines as well. Okay, they really are going through this transformation, and in turn, I feel like many of you are being more patient with them. So this whole ghosting thing, I feel like my guides are really pressing me on it. It's like they're pressing on my back almost as like a celebratory energy of like, I feel like many of you have waited years for this to subside, but it's this also really beautiful, peaceful energy of just looking at each other in a very childlike energy. I feel like Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine are coming together in this reading, as like you're realizing that a lot of the flaws and insecurities that you had, it was just so innocent. It was just so innocent about one another, even though you would get triggered and upset. It was all coming from like a reaction. Like, is it me? Is it something that I'm doing? But meanwhile, a lot of the ghosting, it never had anything to do with each other. It all had everything to do with just like yourself. You know what I mean? Like if I'm reacting this way, it's not you really and truly, like it is me. You know, there's something that I need to shift. There's things that I'm learning about myself that I need to shift. I need to change. You can't be responsible for doing it. So a lot of growth and transformation within this connection. But also too, I feel like a lot of your divine masculines are getting closer and closer to wanting to reach out and communicate. In regards to communication, how are they feeling about that? Some of them, for some of you divine feminine, they want to give you that space right now. Okay, let's see what's coming up here. Okay, so we have closed off, guarded, and resistance. This message comes through as, especially for those of you who are dealing with ghosting. I'm going to make this a whole ghosting reading and how some of you might have really heavily dealt with that in the beginning. And now I feel like that energy is subsiding because I feel like it started with your divine masculine. You know, many of them didn't really know how to show up. They were so closed off, guarded, and resistant to true love. I feel like love made them really uncomfortable. Like somebody being good to them made them feel really uncomfortable. Your nurturing ways, your Queen of Cups energy could have been a huge turnoff for them, and they hated themselves for that. And that's why I'm saying a lot of our triggers, it's about us. It's like, why the hell would I feel turned off by someone showing me love? But it came from a place of unworthiness, them feeling like they didn't deserve that. They didn't recognize it, okay? So that's why I feel like many of them are realizing like, there's a lot about me that pushed you away. There's a lot about me that pushed this connection, not pushed it away, but also like kept it at bay. Okay, it's like they didn't want you to get close to them. But the problem is that each time you stayed, connected to this purpose. Okay, if you want space, then I respect that. I'm going to give you that because I know the purpose of this connection. Then the more they would want you, the more they would resurface back to wanting you or even craving you. That's why for many of you, you'll notice that like if when you go through a separation and then you guys come back together, the love is even more intense, especially from your divine masculines. It's because you're giving them that space to transform and face themselves. A lot of the times when they ask for space and then we move in that feminine wounded energy of trying to fix, they never get a chance to be alone with their thoughts or really process like why it is they're feeling the way that they're feeling, right? Like they want space, and then when they get the space, they're like, damn, why am I missing the divine feminine? Like I'm the one who orchestrated a lot of this pushing away and keeping you at bay, and now things have shifted and all I want to do is be close to you. All I want to do is come towards you and make this offer. Venus energy as well. I'm seeing Taurus. I don't know why, but I believe Taurus could be ruled by Venus, and that's why I'm getting that. But for some of you, they come right back to that place of wanting to make that offer. For those of you who are getting communication, like it could be like maybe days, weeks, months after this reading, I do feel like communication is definitely coming for some of you. But the thing I want to say about the communication is just watch how your divine masculine energy shifts. Like the offers that they're bringing towards you, it's offers of love, like offers of appreciation, offers of unconditional love, offers of peace. Because in this distance, the energy comes creeping back in. Now they find themselves talking to you in their head. Do you ever think of me? They're wondering because maybe they're the ones who pushed you away. And because they pushed you away, you stayed away. Okay? We have ego, vanity, and pride. And this could be a lot of what it is they may have been learning about themselves. And there's this communication energy coming in. Okay? Union energy. By learning about themselves, and I feel like by addressing a lot of the wounds and the triggers, and especially the ghosting, like how it is they show up for themselves, the union energy becomes stronger. Because what I'm getting to out of the ghosting for many of you is that they hate themselves for hurting you, and they hate themselves for making you think that it had anything to do with you. Because the thing about ghosting, guys, and just kind of disappearing on people, it is a dangerous behavior. Like when you really think about it, you learn to become accountable for yourself, and you learn to become a better communicator, because it really is damaging other people's self-worth, their self-esteem, making them confused, making them question things for no reason. Like, then don't go out there communicating with people, then don't go out there engaging with people then. And if you are to do that, then you have a responsibility to communicate clearly and honestly. There's nothing wrong with romantic encounters, but if something shifts or you don't feel something or you want to end things, you got to show up and you got to say that, right? Because you attract the most terrible of karma when you don't show up. Like, it takes two to tango in relationships, and communication goes a long way. And for the first time ever, I do feel like that's one of the offers that many of your divine masculines are bringing back to you in this union energy, is that, like, I'm going to show up. I'm going to try my very best not to let my own insecurities get in the way. Like, I'm ready to be a healthy communicator, and it stops with just dipping on you. Like, I don't want to just keep dipping on you all the time. Because believe me, divine feminine, they've learned a very valuable lesson. Like, I feel like in the past they've done this behavior with other people, and they've left like a strew of karmic energies behind them that have been questioning their self-worth. Like, you connect so deeply with someone and then they just ghost you. And I feel like they have a slew of karmic energies who are now bouncing back their karma onto the divine masculine. And they've experienced this through exhaustion, not being able to fully develop meaningful and fulfilling relationships and friendships. Like, nothing in their life has been long lasting. And I feel like that has been from their lack of accountability when it comes to improving and being responsible for the way that you communicate with others. Okay, so big lessons being learned with the divine masculine collective right now. Okay, let's go ahead and get another message here around some of the lessons they've learned. What are they working on right now in their own spiritual development in terms of learning about themselves since meeting you? We know there's a lot going on around communication. Okay, so life experience. Tower moment, okay? Oh, we have another one here. We have the Page of Winter, okay? And this is why I feel like communication is a big thing, okay? So inquisitive, truthful, okay? Truthful, that's a big thing coming through for them. Even if it's uncomfortable to say to someone, listen, I'm not feeling this right now. I'm in a bad place. I can't talk right now. Like, whatever the case is, I'm busy. You've got to show up for people, and you've got to do that, because leaving people hanging, like, it's not cool. But most of all, I feel like they're learning that ego, that pride within them, this untouchable, I'm untouchable energy. I don't owe anybody an explanation. It has been attracting bad karma. They have been facing a lot of loneliness. So now they're ready to show up with integrity, with honesty, and most of all with character. I feel like this is just starting for them, because the princess or page energy, it's like just messages coming through, right? You're just starting to learn about these things. Information that can help you, but it might be hard to hear. Speaking the truth with kindness. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so it's okay to speak your truth. Just do it with kindness, and then people will respect your boundaries. Okay, so cleaning up shop, cleaning up karma. Most of all, learning about themselves with this life experience card, letting go of old belief systems that don't serve them anymore. Okay, they're not untouchable. They have to be accountable. An important life-changing event in a situation that leads to significant opportunities. Okay, so I feel like that significant opportunity is that union energy, is that offer towards you. I feel like now they're ready to show up with like that genuine energy, genuine friendship. And it's also too, divine feminine, like your ability to practice detachment is your gift to this divine masculine. Okay, they cannot get away with just living this life in like this nonchalant, without purpose. Did that card come out? I feel like it did. You represent North Node, cosmic, and purpose. Okay, they can't just walk through life not being accountable. Okay, because they themselves have a lot to give. They have a lot of gifts to give. They have a lot of good karma to reap. And I feel like they're grateful for you for being that constant reminder in their lives. Okay, I'm going to close off the reading with a message from the romance angels, because I am getting this grateful energy coming through towards the divine feminine collective, and I do kind of want to dive deeper into the offer and union cards. What can you guys look forward to in terms of your bond deepening when you do communicate with each other again? Okay, so we have that soulmate energy. Yes, this is your soulmate, or in this case, that twin flame connection, okay, or the confirmation of that twin flame connection. And that's why I feel like both of you you'll know that this is a connection that's not going anywhere, or it's meant to help you too in the most loving of ways in this lifetime, because it literally is making you show up as the most authentic and healed version of yourselves. No matter how crazy you two might drive one another, especially when your divine masculine is ready to go off in their ego, the more you develop as well, Divine Feminine, spiritually, in order to help assist them with their continuous healing. I feel like the Divine Feminine energy, like, they're accountable to you, they're responsible to you, because both of you, you know, way before you were incarnated to Earth, you made this pact to help one another's soul grow. And when we incarnate to Earth, it's really, really easy to lose sight of that because of ego and pride. But because of that bond that you two share, the chemistry, the love, the desire to be close to one another, that shit never goes away, okay? No matter how old you get, it just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, okay? And it's almost like this reward, this prize that you can't help but want to attain, so you end up doing the right thing. And I feel like in this case, many of your Divine Masculines are letting you know, like, I can't be away from you. Like, it's not even worth it. Like, I would rather shift and grow and learn about myself so that I can get back to that place of equilibrium. Like, the passion that you guys share as well, like, when they go off, they're able to face the world confidently, like, securely, okay? Don't ever underestimate the love of this Divine Feminine energy. Like, you can make this masculine move mountains with just that love, just showing up for them in the way that you do, okay? So that's what I have for you guys for this one. If you want to dig deeper, I am available to take calls later tonight. If you guys visit my HYPSEE page, you will see the chat option. There's a big telephone, or you will see the text option. So that's for private one-on-one sessions. If you guys don't prefer that option, I do recorded personal readings as well. Go ahead, check out my description box, and you will see a lot of the services I do in there. If you guys are interested in more passionate readings, more for the 18+ crowd, I do have YouTube memberships as well. So go ahead and check it out. I do have one section where you can kind of dabble and get a dose of what it is I offer on there. And if you really do want to commit, then I offer the extended readings for you, okay? So I would love to connect with you guys closer, more one-on-one, and if you want to, again, don't be afraid to check out the description box. Like the video, subscribe if you guys are guided to, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one, okay? Take it easy, guys. Bye.